Coming up on this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly, a musician's impact and Science Olympiad. All this and more coming up next. Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Claire Thomas. The Science Olympiad is an academic competition that focuses on the increasing interest in science. Grace and Tyler look into what this competition is all about.
Science Olympiad is a 23-event competition that includes life science, physical science, inquiry, building, and engineering. Many students that have a passion for STEM choose to be a part of the Science Olympiad team.
All 23 events run on the same day. So kids have to do between 3 and 4 events because you can only carry 15 varsity members on your team. Only 7 can be seniors. And so we pair a lot of people together that maybe haven't had classes before. Sometimes we pair friends together. But what we encourage is if you like chemistry, then you should do a earth science event because you might not take earth science if you're taking chemistry, and if you like earth science, you might want to take a biology event. You don't have to have any experience. You get a set of rules and you prepare for Science Olympiad events by looking at the rules that are put out by the National Science Olympiad rule team. And then from there, you work on research, you work in lab settings, you do your builds. There's a lot of communication, a lot of problem solving skills, you have to work with a team member. And it all has to work for the grade of the team. It's not like science fair where you're one person and you do one project. The entire team wins, the entire team advances.
With a lot of young underclassmen, varsity has high hopes about placing at state and maybe going to nationals.
The team is really young. We have a lot of new underclassmen, but they've worked really hard outside of school and worked on preparing for their events, and we've all just been really motivated throughout the year because we see that we have the potential to do really well.
Good luck to the Science Olympiad team as they advance to state. Go support the team as they travel to the University of Illinois Champaign on April 21st. For Wildcat Weekly, along with Grace Oxner, I'm Tyler Orlow.
With the recent school shootings, student safety has been a concern. Carly looks into what District 204 is doing to keep our students safe.
Along with SROs, or School Resource Officers, NEQA has new ways to create a safer place to learn. Along with SROs, or School Resource Officers, NEQA has new ways to create a safer place to learn.
Safety is a big priority because we want everyone feeling safe to come to school and learn. NEQA is a little bit more unique. We have 2 SROs that are full-time assigned to NEQA, one at each building, but we assist each other wherever we need to.
We've secured both of our main entrances at the main building and at the Burkett Freshman Center. Now it is ring to enter. So those doors are secured, and once school starts, every door is locked up and you have to buzz to ring in.
There are many preventative measures that students and staff can take to ensure a safe environment.
Doing things like just checking doors, checking the common areas, being out in the passing periods, just watching for anything that looks out of the ordinary, anything that can provide an unsafe environment. Also talking with faculty, talking with students, talking with parents. We're all on the same team. We can do this together. That way NEQA is a safe place to be.
Keeping each other safe emotionally is important. The way that we treat each other. Is this a safe school that as a student, I can walk down the hallway and I can hear language that's safe. I can feel safe. I can feel acceptance. I can feel belonging. We'll continue to do everything that we do. We partner with our district office, we partner with first responders, we partner with parents, with students, and to have a continuous message about safety. We just also need decision makers and policymakers to take action as well.
Remember, Wildcats, if you see something, say something. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Carly Hersberg.
The music students have an amazing opportunity to meet with the world-renowned violinist. Emily, Vaishnavi, and Maddie have the story.
Vijay Gupta, a 26-year-old violinist, started his journey with music at a young age. He was introduced to the world at age 8 when he began playing internationally. Some of his greatest accomplishments when he was young include appearing on Oprah and playing in the Israel Philharmonic.
From what my parents tell me, I was very musical as a kid. They had like this kind of tile floor, and I used to dance around between the tiles. And so they just took me to a local music teacher, and the two options were piano or violin. And I think when I saw the piano, I just burst into tears because it was just this massive, huge instrument. But that the violin was going to be my life.
When he was 19, he had a master's degree in violin performance from Yale and an undergraduate degree in biology from Marist College already under his belt. After gaining these degrees, he decided to audition for the Los Angeles Philharmonic. He became the youngest member of the Los Angeles Philharmonic, and now at 26, still is. But his love of music has given him more than these accomplishments. It's also given him the power to be an activist in his community. He started Street Symphony, an organization that brings a mini symphony to homeless people on Skid Row.
A lot of the stories and histories of music and composers and musicians is around activism. Like a composer like Vivaldi actually didn't perform in a concert hall. He was a teacher at a girls' orphanage. There's a history of social justice when it comes to all various types of music, but even non-classical forms like reggae or hip-hop or jazz have incredible roots in social activism. So in my mind, especially with classical music, it gives music teeth again. And it makes it not just this fancy thing playing in the background, but something meaningful and important that we all have to engage with.
His activism with Street Symphony aims to bring social justice to those who are homeless or incarcerated in Los Angeles County. So far, Street Symphony aims to bring music to those who need it most, as well as bringing them the resources that they need, such as solutions for permanent housing, therapists, and more.
So I want to create a community restorative arts center. I want to buy a building in downtown Los Angeles. I want to provide transitional housing for artists living in the Skid Row community to actually come and have a safe place to sleep where they can also get counseling, they can have 12-step processes if they need to, they can find a foothold where they can make their art and start to realize their own lives and set themselves on a pathway towards restoration in their own lives, and to use that place as an educational center for young people who want to start initiatives like this in their own communities.
To keep up with VJ and Street Symphony's mission, visit the Street Symphony website as well as VJ's social medias. We wish you the best in your future endeavors. And for Wildcat Weekly, along with Maddie Rambasoon and Vaishnavi Kalyan, I'm Emily Abushan.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.
Sat there in awe. I got